So, what's in a name? A name is often more than just the words on a page. It's energy. It has deep meaning. And with Lilith, that's always the case. She has special names for her children. She also has titles for her children. And today's video is about my title, the Oracle of Lilith. This is not a screen name or a catchy phrase for a channel. This is a title that I earned on my face. And today we're going to talk all about it. So stay tuned, and I'll see you on the other side. So Lilith has asked me to discuss my relationship with her. And it's been a long time coming. I have discussed this off camera a few times, and in some of my readings and with the coven members, okay? But I have been waiting for the right moment, and apparently this eclipse is the right moment for Lilith, and I always trust her. So that is what we're doing today. My relationship with Lilith is intense. And as it is with all of her children, she has intense relationships. And it's come into my awareness that Lilith has been with me far longer than I ever thought or ever could imagine. And she is unveiling herself in a far grander way than I ever thought possible. But for this video, I'm going to talk specifically about how she helped me recover from being bedbound for 6 years with lupus. This is something I speak of often, but I haven't really put it on camera with my story. Now, let's give you a little backstory. Not the entire thing, not with all the details, but enough to get the story going. I was diagnosed with lupus. I collapsed around 2012, 2013. And I collapsed. I could no longer function. I had a complete and utter crash, physical breakdown, okay, of my body. And I went to bed and I could never get up. Not never, but I couldn't get up. It took me 6 years, okay. I was on a massive amount of medication. I had lupus. It was a very grim situation. Not only did I have lupus, but I have numerous other conditions. And if you know anything about autoimmune disease, when you have one, a lot of times you have many. My story actually started with a fibromyalgia diagnosis, which I continue to have, okay? But anyway. So I was one of the patients who was sensitive or allergic to most of the medications they use. I then tried many natural alternatives. Again, very sensitive. I'm sensitive to turmeric, honey. I'm sensitive to everything. All right. And one of the last things they tried to help me with was very expensive. It was like $5,000, $10,000 a month for a shot. And this shot was dangerous. It turns off your immune system, and they fingers crossed, it turns back on. Fingers crossed, right? So it was very dangerous, and I couldn't get approved for it anyway at the time. Anyway, time passes. I'm in bed for 6 years. About 80 to 90% of the time, I did not come out of bed often. I was very weak. I was in tremendous amounts of pain. Lupus is extremely painful, at least it was for me. I had intense muscle pain, nerve pain, things like that, and up around my lungs as well. I had a lot of issues with linings of things, very unusual, like weird veins and stuff like that. So anyway, so I had reached basically a crossroads in my health journey. And I was having a difficult time. I'm not going to get into that moment in this video, okay? Because it's not really, it's a whole other video, okay? I was having a very difficult time one night. And you have to understand, when I was in bed, a lot of although there were spirits around, it was duller, okay? And I felt very disconnected from them. I have said like there were no spirits, but that's not really what it was. They were around, but I was very medicated, okay? So it was very dull. But I heard a voice very loud saying, "Hold on, okay? Something's coming." And I heard a song, and the song, it wasn't so much what the song was, it was what the song said. And it was Nice and White Satin, okay? That's a very old song. And part of the song said, "I love you." And I needed to hear that at the moment because I wasn't really feeling that right there. And that and the clear voice I heard was enough to keep me going. And I waited. I waited and I waited. And a few weeks later, someone who I used to know brought me a very special medicine, a natural medicine. I won't get into that in this video. A very natural medicine that I continue to use to this day. This medication, this natural medicine, helped get me out of bed, okay, like nothing else. It helped me rise out of bed. Now, here's the crossroads. One night, I was laying in bed like I always did, staring at the ceiling, wondering what I'm going to do. And I heard, "It's, you have to get up. If you do not get up now," I'm not going to go there, but you hear what I'm saying. I was at a crossroads. It was now or never. And the voice was very clear. And so my question was, how? I haven't gotten the medicine yet, okay? Then the medicine appears. And I'm not taking, I took enough medicine to kind of feel better, but not enough to like let me know that I could do this, you know? So this voice didn't do it for me, but they told me that you have it within you to do this. You are a survivor. And they began to help me remember all the things I've been through and how I have survived. They pointed me to my natal chart, which honestly I hadn't looked at in years. And I have forgotten so many things about myself. I was so disconnected from being a human being, from my body, from myself. And I found I was double Leo. I was Leo moon and a Leo rising. If anyone could do it, I could do it. I was rising in a house that was kind of hoarded, okay? You see, I lost my house. I lost almost everything when I got sick. And when you lose a house, nobody really wants to clean it out. Nobody really wants to deal with it. So everything kind of got stuck, and we moved. Every time we moved, we took it with us. So there were things to go through. It was a very gray place. And I remember before I got up thinking, I don't know. And she began to talk to me, telling me about the things I could do, how I could begin to use my gifts and abilities to help other people, how I could better my life, how I could have a life that I wanted to live. She told me a lot of things. I didn't know this was Lilith, okay? And I began to move. Now, I didn't know I could move. I didn't know I could get up. I didn't know any of those things. And nobody knew I was doing this. I just did it. I didn't announce it. I just got up. And it was hard. I was weak. I was still hurting. I was figuring out how to medicate with this natural medication. I was figuring it out. And she began to teach me about my gifts, about who I am. She began to lead me in directions of memory. I began to heal. And it was rough. I spent a lot of time in the bathtub, in Epsom salt baths, surrounded by crystals, crying, mad. How dare they give up on me? I had doctors tell me, pain management's it. That's it. That's all we got. It was a very difficult place to be, to know nobody believed I could do it. But she did. She roused this rebellious spirit of mine. I've always had it. Don't tell me I can't get better. Don't tell me I can't rise from this bed. Don't tell me who I am. And so we began this very intense relationship. And I learned that I had to become more authentic. I had to say no. I had to say no. I had to be authentic in my responses to people. I made a lot of people mad. I made a lot of people want to run away. But you know what? I had to be okay with that. Because it was me or them. And I wanted to survive. I was a toxic person. We all get toxic when we're in toxic situations. I had to unlearn some stuff. I had to learn to parent myself. All this happened in a few short months. And then in January 4th of 2020, I had a very strange experience with Lilith. Now, I'm going to use a new age phrase, but this has been going on for a very long time, for probably thousands of years, okay? They call it a walk-in, all right? But priests, priestesses, shamans, holy people have been doing this. And my heroic child victim of stuff we're not going to talk about in this video, had to leave for a while. And an aspect of Lilith came into my consciousness. She shot right down through my crown. I felt her. My whole body buzzed. It was the very best feeling. It was a huge energetic shift. Now, part of me thought that heroic child was gone. She was just going to retire. But this began the work with Lilith. We began to soul braid, which required a lot of healing on my part. She was there to help me heal a lot of trauma, a lot of really tough things. And eventually, that heroic child, I would heal her, and she would come back. And the aspect of Lilith would be soul braided with us. She's here with me. She's with me all the time. So my relationship is very intense, and there's more to the story. But she's always here. never very far. So with my readings, the messages from Lilith I do is a very casual type reading I do for the main channel here, y'all see. And then I do an Oracle of Lilith session. These sessions are intense, they're visionary, there is an embodiment. Her braid, her essence comes forward more. And part of my essence steps back. And I know this is hard to believe. It's been a struggle, y'all. Of course, I'm going to struggle with that because that's my nature. So I've been working on allowing more of her essence to come forward because she has a very strong presence. Anyone who channels Lilith knows this. It can become very overwhelming. And what I'm doing with her can be very overwhelming. But I've learned more and more to hold her presence. It's taken time. So I'm going to be doing an Oracle of Lilith session this month for the Coven. And if you feel drawn to that, there's a join button down below. You can click it and check it out. I'm also going to be doing some special videos. I'm still putting those together with Lilith. But the thing is that Lilith wants those who are authentically drawn to her. It's not a casual thing. She wants those who are drawn to her energy, who are willing to be drawn and willing to listen and be open. Here's the thing about Lilith. She wants to help you liberate yourself, but she really doesn't care what you do with the liberation. That's very threatening to people. Because once I began to get more and more liberated from my own trauma, my own issues, I began to see that she really didn't have any opinion about what I did with my freedom, which made me love her even more. Because the truth is that you being liberated is an act of worship to her. Because it takes such immense power to free you. People say, oh, get free, get liberated. We're not talking about a momentary liberation here. We're talking about a soul deep liberation where you are free to choose, where you are free to be. That's what she's about. People ask, well, how do I connect with Lilith? Well, my question is, has she come to you? She can come to you in different ways. She may be nudging you. She just comes into your mind out of the blue. Or do you see things coming across your feed? Does someone say hit you so deeply that now you are drawn to her? So she's reaching out to you. And she doesn't reach out to everyone. Lilith isn't for everyone. We have to make it okay to say this. Not every spirit, not every God form is for everyone. And that's okay. Because you'll find yours. And I will tell you that Lilith isn't really a bridge goddess. In other words, if she brings a spirit to you to work with, it's not that she's trying to sign you off to another spirit, okay, or God. You're just working with them temporarily, and you're going to come on home, okay? But with some gods and goddesses, they'll take you to another goddess or God form, and you'll stay there. She doesn't work like that, okay? So, if you're really interested in holding her attention, you must be willing to be in a devotional state to her. For many years, I did devotional work with Lilith to the point where it was second nature. I woke up immediately, lit an incense. I spent part of my day like healing, working with her, actively engaging with her energy. It was a daily practice. Now, I'm not saying that you have to be that intense, but you're going to have to mark out a little bit of time. She's not like others, okay? She wants your real time. She wants your real engagement. And for a specific period of time. And she will leave. She will go away. She will not waste her time on those who will not give her devotional time. So how much time do you say? I would say 15 minutes, 20 minutes a day for a reasonable amount of time. 2 to 3 weeks. Learn about her. Meditate in front of a candle. Connect with her. Pray to her, chant to her, dance. Do what feels right. Journal to her. Do art in her name. There are so many ways to connect with her. Think outside the box. Go outside at night. The element of night is where she lives. Leave an offering at your window. One of her aspects is a ancient goddess who was said to always be depicted in a window with an owl. Study owls. Get into her energy. And after that amount of time, you will know. You will know. The thing about Lilith also is she will give you a name. If you are her child, she will give you a name. And it's a special name. You don't just go parading it around. It's a very special name. It's a name of power. Okay? And every child of hers has a name. Some have many names. Like me. I have many names. One of them is the Oracle of Lilith. Like we started this video. It is a title. And she gives titles. She gives names with meaning. When she gives you a name, go look it up. Go look up what it means. Don't be afraid if it's a weird name or a name you can't pronounce. Pursue what it means. When I first heard her call me the Oracle of Lilith, I didn't really know what to think about that. I didn't really understand. But who am I to argue with Lilith? So I gladly took that and I put it in my pocket. And she was like, "No, it's not for your pocket. It's for you." So no matter what I do, no matter who I channel, I will always be the Oracle of Lilith. Now, the baddies, my followers, my subscribers, my members, some of them call me Auntie Amy. Now, how did that get started? I'll tell you real quick. Some of my followers many years ago called me Auntie, and it just kind of grew into Auntie Amy. Some people got offended, and I'm like, "I'm not going to call you Auntie." Fine, don't. You don't have to. It's just a fun thing. It's a familiar thing. It's meant to be endearing. It's meant to be of love and kindness and compassion. Because honestly, I have been in a lot of dark places. I know what it's like to walk the shadows. That's what I've been doing. A lot of my life has been in the shadow. And Lilith has taught me a great deal about overcoming and coming out of the shadow. So I know what it's like to need somebody and nobody be there. I know what it's like to try to rebuild your life after catastrophe. I know what it's like to have everyone give up on you. So you could say that's kind of how I earned it. I earned it on my face. I say that full 10 toes in. I say that 10 toes down. However you say it. I had to face some of my worst fears and trauma. And I did it by myself with her voice guiding. I have compared this to waking up in my grave in a coffin, just ready for the coffin door to be shut. Like, I'm ready. I'm done. And someone saying, oh no, it's time to get out. And Lilith sitting on the outside saying, okay, climb on out now. Climb on out. It starts raining. Climb on out. Climb on out of that mud pit you got yourself into. I'm waiting. I'm watching. I'm going to stay right here. You can do it. Do you know what it's like to be in a mud pit? I was in a mud pit when I was a teenager. It was horrific. That's kind of what it was like. Because every step I took out of bed, every exercise I tried to do to get stronger, every box I unpacked, everything I did to overcome was like the weight of the mud. It just was like 1,000 pounds. Everything was stacked against me. Lilith taught me how to use my will, how to use my strength within. And I tell you, she reminds me how strong I am. Often when I'm left alone, when everyone that I think, loves me, abandons me. And I'm often abandoned. I am abandoned more often than what you might think. It's her. She's the one who stays. And she's the one that helps her children find their way home. She doesn't do it for you. No, sir. No, I dug myself out of that grave. And I got to tell you, when I did, I've never been more proud in my entire life. And to this day, I still wonder how I did it. When I walked in to see one of my doctors who hadn't seen me out of a wheelchair probably ever. I don't know if I ever walked into one of their appointments. They shook my hand. They didn't know how I did it. I told them, well, I got some medicine, some natural medicine, and one day at a time. And I was just so proud of myself because I did an impossible thing. And I tell you, impossible things are possible with Lilith. She is so strong, and she is a never ceasing force. And I will tell you this about Lilith. She will not stop until you are healed. If you sign on with her team, she will not stop. She will not cease. She will send in other spirits, other gods, whatever will work the quickest for you. And then you'll come on back home. It's honestly a beautiful thing because it's a judgment-free zone. She never judges you for the decisions you've made that have gotten you in your little pit of mud. She just doesn't judge your mud. She doesn't even judge how you get out of the mud, okay? She's just happy you got out. and wants to give you a shower because you smell. But other than that, she's ready to get down the road. Now, she's going to be riding in a Lamborghini beside the road while you walk on the dirt road, but it'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so I hope this answers some of you guys' questions on Lilith and my relationship with her. I really hope to be doing more videos on Lilith and how to work with her. And if you have any questions, drop them below, and maybe in the next video I can answer them for you. And I appreciate all of you. I really do. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching the commercials and donating. Thank you for your gifts. I really appreciate each one of you. So take care of yourself, and I'll see you, beautiful, magical baddies and magical creatures, on the other side. Bye, guys.